Hey, what's up team? This is Eddie Gray. I just finished a consultation with my client. He asked if I could help him master his EP. If you've ever been interested in that process, what does it look like to master an EP from front to back, then this is the video for you. Now, you got to take it with a grain of salt because it depends how close is track, to like.
Oh yeah, they're different. They're very different.
It just depends on that. But generally speaking, it should be good. Okay, here's the reference, and then we got that going. That's loading. All right, cool. So we good to go. I'm going to hit Master Assistant. Got this track going. And we're going to say, do you want a modern or vintage?
I don't even know what the difference is.
I think you should do modern.
Okay.
Let's see, and then loudness and EQ. Let's go reference. Yes, please. And we're going to be streaming, not CD. Where's this going to? Where's all this stuff going to?
Publishers? It'll probably be like Spotify and publishers,
okay.
All that stuff.
Hold on. Damn, this track is crazy. How are you guys making that sound? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
The oh yeah is like I think it's like called the gospel choir in Logic. It's a preset.
What?
Yeah.
Damn, that sounds so custom,
and
dude.
then I ran it through like a LFO filter, and it's definitely not an album that you just bang out in a day.
It sounds beautiful.
Thank you.
So real quick, our target LUFS based on the EQ mat is -9.8. We didn't tell it that, so I can't imagine that its output is at -9. Did I say 8? Yeah. So, but let's see. We have to always check. So the only one you need to know is integrated LUFS. Like seriously,
okay.
Don't worry about that. But that's the one you can't miss.
But RMS is different. But LUFS is
RMS and LUFS are essentially the same thing, except you've got the old way of doing things and the new way of doing things. So this is why you only need to know LUFS, right? So I'm gonna press play, and let's see where it lands without me influencing it. So we're pretty much at -10 when it's loud. But we want to be -9.8. So I'm gonna go back. This is actually one of the reasons I do like Ozone, because you can't do this with a lot of plugins.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell it, hey, I would like to learn a threshold. Can you set me up at -10? Or if you want to go -9.8 to be specific, right? So then now it's going to learn and figure out how to get there. Check it out. Now, obviously, that's too hard. It's hitting the signal too hard.
Right.
So, that's when you may have to kind of back off of that. Like, that's good. Yeah, this one's gonna come out good. Let's render it real
Cool.
quick.
There was one point where it hit it too hard, right? But I think
Uh,
you probably backed off of it. I
yeah,
can't.
yeah, no, you can hear
Oh,
the pump.
yeah.
As of right now, I think this is the loudest part of the song. Let's hear. Uh,
Right here.
yeah, I think it's good. Let me just
Nice.
try for fun one more thing. There's a low end plugin. Here we go. Let's render this. What's the song called?
Flight
The
of the Bumblebee.
Bumblebees. 4424, right?
Sure.
And,
So the threshold that you fixed was it was matching the other one, and then you basically
it was learning it. It was learning
yeah.
it. But the problem is like it doesn't know, right? You can't trust artificial technology to understand what's happening dynamically. So
Right.
it's doing its best to try and analyze in real time, but it doesn't know if a kick is coming in 2 seconds. You know, it does its
Right.
best to understand. But at the end of the day, you're the one that has to make that final adjustment, at least for now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's the master. Let's line it up against expose, and that is right there. Cool. So these are good numbers. I wish this was up a little bit to match that, but we tried going up, but they're just different
It just
songs.
it went too hard.
But it's clearly louder. This is one of those songs where I could probably go up a little bit on RX. So just let me open it up again. Like
Mhm.
right now, we're literally just gonna drag in this file to bring up the LUFS just up by 1.
Yeah.
That's the only purpose.
Let's do it.
But it's a process. You know, you still got to get in there,
Right.
and so this is what I normally do when I'm in a either bind or I want to go faster. So -10, I think
I
is
only see your expose screen, but that's fine.
yeah. I'm just bringing it up to -10.
Okay.
Yeah, just like I did before. So hold on real quick. Got the right one. Yep. All right. So version 2 is the RX, and you're an expose, right?
Yeah, I see expose.
Okay. So look at this. This is a little bit closer to this now. So listen here. So this is why we master, and this is why we take the time to analyze. It's really more research than it is mastering, but like this one is not as close to this one. Whereas this one sounds more like this one.
Mhm.
In terms of their relational value, right?
Right.
They sound like distant cousins or something.
But the true peak looks like it's so far off.
Before.
No, so go to if you look at class 4 dance part and then version 2, like it says 0.94 dB TP, and then there it says 0.05.
Oh, right, yeah, it's just much louder over here. I mean, but there's also more information, and the bass is fatter. You know,
Right.
it's different. It's a different song. No, they're
Right.
not all going to be the same. Mastering
Yeah.
is not that making everything uniform.
Right.
Mastering is making them sound like they're related.
Right. So to kind of know though that one is about the same volume as the other one,
Sure.
which one are you looking at?
I'm looking
the
at this
integrated?
one. Well, hold on. Say that one more time. As far as the overall loudness.
Yeah, like
Oh, okay, yeah.
because
The integrated loudness.
okay, that's
Yeah,
the
that-
LUFS.
Yeah,
Okay.
the true peak again has to do with translation. When I listen to this on a laptop, it's going to sound the same as in my car, as in my studio speakers, as in my X,
Mm-hmm.
which it's important certainly, but it's not the most important thing.
Got it. Okay, so
Yeah.
you want the loudness to be in there. It's perfect. It's like 0.2 dB.
And the dynamic range is the same, so that's giving us more information. That's the
Right.
difference between the loudest and the quiet, the
So
quiet
it's
parts.
just more compressed then, right?
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So cool. These are good now. Let me put this in the master folder so we stay
Mm-hmm.
organized here.
So number 2.
DBP. I'll leave number 1 in there just for research. I'll have like just like a miscellaneous file for you. Reference. Oh, let's try. C DBP master. Sweet. Let's stay on streaming.
I'm kind of wondering if you should maybe try and match. Never mind. I was gonna say maybe the other song.
Why? Just see what happens?
I thought it might be similar, but actually I take it back. This is actually probably more similar.
Okay. This one?
I can already tell, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this one looks ready.
Yeah.
Maybe, let's just see the low end.
Bypass it real quick.
Bypass the low end?
Yeah, the whole plugin or just like
Oh.
yeah, it's that. Oh, it's Zoom. Never mind. Like that on the one, it's like the boom boom, like the M1. That always like sounds super distorted through the ozone, and it is a little bit like in the.
It's kind of messy.
That's where it is. Yeah.
That's cleaner.
Yeah, I like it.
Here, one last listen and then we'll run. I'm just gonna back off just like 1 dB. Yeah, it's almost like this last part doesn't need it, but this top part does, kind of. Let me just remove, because there's less bass. See, everything depends on.
Yeah.
It's almost like another song in a way.
Yeah, it is. When Mario gets his super mushrooms.
Yeah, exactly. Here. What'd you say?
Now the LUFS is like too soft.
Well, I mean during the choir parts, but here.
Got
it. The rule of thumb: you should never go over -9 LUFS at any point in the song. So as long as you're in that range. There's a difference between short-term LUFS and integrated LUFS.
Yeah.
So this is short-term. It's letting you know what's happening now in the moment. If you want it integrated, you either have to get a tool for that, or you use the Logic.
Yeah. I mean, I have levels too.
Yeah. So this one's cool. Where is it? The loudness meter. Because it tells you the integrated LUFS, but the problem is you have to listen to the whole thing to get it. So levels gives it to you in real time. Let's give a quick render here. Let's see where we're at.
Yeah.
This one is pretty close to home, -9. It's only like a dB or 2 off. Decibels good. I like that. Dynamic range is good. Let's listen. Let's push it a little harder. Yeah, this is gonna be it. Yeah, this works.
There it is.
You could probably push it a little harder. Let me try go just a little bit more. Cool, check that out. That's nice. Nice. Yeah, that's a nice relative. All right, version 3 it is. Get rid of version 1, version 2. Let's move these over. So we'll go DDP master. Okay, that's that one. See how they sound related?
Yeah.
Cool. What's this last one called?
Boots on the ground.
Boots. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Do you want this one to apply to the Bumblebee or to the other one? You want to just start with
Let's do play to the Bumblebee.
Okay. Hold on. Let's play the louder part of the song. This one. Okay.
sidechain it so that it's not
hitting on the
it's
kicks.
not limiting the bass, so that that's
See, that's something you would normally do in the mix.
yeah.
We could try.
I don't even think I have the stems, so I should.
We could try doing that in here, which would be something like back to the initialized state, and then we'll go negative. Let's go negative 11, and then let me just bring down the true peak to negative 7. Okay, down to that. Like the traditional method of mastering is to put them all in the same.
Oh yeah,
it wouldn't have translated because the
they're
modern
also different.
yeah, and the modern producer faces new challenges that are unprecedented.
Right.
Too much bass. This wasn't a problem in the past. Too much bass. There was no sub before, right?
Right.
These weren't things that people were tackling, and so you have to have ways to face them. But this right here, these are uniform.
Right.
They sound sonically similar. This one is the king. There's no question.
Yeah.
I don't know. This part kind of almost sounds better than all the rest of this. But this one has some swag. You guys made a great. You guys made a great record. It's like you guys should be proud of this. I would create a playlist for this on my SoundCloud.
Oh, I'm definitely doing that.
Put this one as number 1, obviously. Particularly, I want to hear.
Expose only reads, right? You don't actually like edit anything in Expose.
No, you could read and play back, and that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
So all good. I thought that was pretty great. Just want to hear basically this one and this one. Yeah, sounds cleaner. Just like tiny little bit of clarity, you know. As far as right now goes, these all sound pretty good to me. Let me tell you, man, once I get to the end of the process, I move into literally post-production mode where I don't go back into the mix and I'm just rendering the master, going back into the master, rendering, checking it again, checking it against the reference, looking at the reference, looking at my numbers until you get it right. That could be 5, 6, 7 steps easily.
Right.
Yeah. And then sometimes if it's beyond repair, then you have to go back into the mix. But usually, 9 out of 10 times you're just finagling the actual mix itself.